Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm Pixels. I am just on my way to the vet this morning, and I have been getting a lot of questions about, well, like, how do you get Pokemon product? You always seem to be able to get the new drops. So I figured since I have a bit of a drive, I can kind of kill two birds with one stone, make a really easy video. Now, this is going to mostly pertain to Canada. Keep in mind, I'm also located in Calgary, so I'm not like, I'm pretty in deep to the Pokemon community. So when I go to Costco's, I kind of know like, okay, who's here for collecting, who's a scalper and is potentially going to lose their mind. But I've also never seen anything horrible and dangerous in my city when I've been lined up. The worst I've seen is like line cutters, and then they like record them and do the whole like get to the back of the line thing. But I've never actually seen any violence in my city. That doesn't mean there hasn't been any. It's just my experience. So like, I know there's a lot of people that watch me from Calgary as well, so just like everything I'm about to say, like, remember your personal safety comes before cardboard. Okay, with that out of the way, how do I get Pokemon product? Okay, so first off, I'm a YouTuber. I don't work 9 to 5, so I don't have the same constraints as a lot of people do. I know a lot of people can't go line up for Pokemon at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday for a drop. Now, with that said, there are a few things. So, first off, if you are not somebody with a flexible timeline, you can join free Discords. They're amazing. I use Rattle Pokemon's Discord, and they're pretty good. They send you free notifications for Walmart, Yumi Cards, Hobbiesville, where else sells cards online? Costco, EB Games. There's a few, 401. I don't really like buying from like Hobbiesville and stuff. It's pretty rare, only because what ends up happening is they drop like, okay, so for example, I did get first partner boxes. I was lucky. I think it was like 2 I ordered from Hobbiesville when they dropped, and they had them for like $22 when they first dropped. And luckily, when they first dropped, the perfect order Pokemon pre-sale was going on, so nobody was paying attention and nobody really knew what they were. So I quickly Googled it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be impossible to find. So I made an exception, paid the $20 shipping, so I paid $30 a box, which looking back, like, I'm really glad I did. But with them, because it all drops like one thing at a time, and their free shipping is like $175, like, you're gonna be paying $20 shipping every time, so you have to keep that in mind. And also, let's call them out here, Hobbiesville. So I emailed them because I ordered some perfect order stuff from them, which this is actually why I don't order from them anymore. So like, pay attention if you're from Hobbiesville. Not, I guess that it matters, everything sells out. But I like emailed them and I was like, hey, all of this product drops on the same day. Like, can you refund me a bunch of my shipping and just put it all in one box? And they were like, no, we can't do that because it all gets packed and shipped separately. Okay, fine, fair enough. Meanwhile, they effing shipped everything to me in the same box and still charged me like an astronomical amount of shipping. So F them, Hobbiesville. So that's my review of Hobbiesville in Canada. I think they're located in Ontario, so I just ignore them now. I don't order from Hobbiesville at all, no exceptions, F them. So Hobbiesville. So yeah, I don't tend to order from those card shops, but a lot of people do. Hobbiesville drops stuff usually at normal pricing at first, but I did notice that their first partner boxes, series 2 and 3, were never at a reasonable price. So like, I don't know, good luck with them. Walmart. So you can get Walmart notifications, and up till 3 months ago, it was awesome. Now, if this is your only way to get product, I mean, it's worth a shot. I know I'm in like a girls group where we talk about Pokemon and stuff, and a lot of them work 9 to 5, so they can't line up, or they have like kids or like whatever the case may be. So they're still trying to use Walmart. Walmart used to be great. Like, chances are on a drop, if you were up, you could get it. Now, it's usually 9:30 Mountain Standard Time for Walmart drops, which is 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. They very rarely stray from this. Sometimes they do. They drop Charizard UPCs at like 7 o'clock in the morning Mountain Standard Time when those came out. But for the most part, their big drops are 9:30 Mountain Standard Time in the evenings. The problem is that 3 months ago, they changed something. So before, it used to be that if you were like there for the drop, you could like kind of keep spamming the buy now or add to cart button, and you'd probably get something, or at the very least, you'd get like, my success was like 3 out of 4. I even got a great test box this way. Now you can't even add stuff to the cart. They did something with their security, and it like changed, and now like all you get is this item is in demand and cannot be added to your cart, or yeah. So like I ignore Walmart. I pretty much ignore all online stuff now, except for the Pokemon Center. You can also get Pokemon Center updates from Rattle Pokemon, and like now that I'm like filming this video and like driving, that's probably gonna come this morning, and I'm not gonna get my Darkrai boxes, which would suck, but they will do a Pokemon Center heads up. So like, for example, this week, like, and I don't know how they do it, but this week they were like, okay, so the Darkrai set's been announced. We see some security on the back end, which would suggest like a low drop, which is usually just like new plushies and stuff like that. Nothing that would indicate that we're gonna get the new set launched this week. So like, that's kind of handy because it sort of gives you an idea what to be on the lookout for. Yes, this sounds like a lot of work for Pokemon cards. It's more work than it should be. It sucks, but like, it is what it is. 500,000 people are trying to get product when the Pokemon Center drops these new sets. And that's just like the way it is. And then they will do like a ping when the Pokemon Center queue goes live. There are other groups too on Facebook. There's like, what's that guy called? It's like Kalido, I don't know. He keeps showing up in my feed, and I know they do drops. There's this other one that's like Dracula something, and they do like Costco, well, they do like all drops, but they will watch like for specific stores, and they do the US and Canada. So they'll be like, here's what's dropping today at the following stores, and they'll have like their back end to show like what's in transit and stuff. So that's kind of how you know about those. Now for like individual Costco's, the Discords and stuff have been kind of helpful, but honestly what's more helpful are your like local Costco groups. At least in our city, Calgary has a few that are really good, and they will notify when Costco products are coming out, and some of them do Pokemon. I don't know, like, the only thing because they say they're not Costco employees, but they still have to have access to the system to be able to like see that, or like sometimes they post just like a picture of the skid, which would indicate that they know somebody at Costco. So like, either way, I don't know how they do it, but they do it, they post it. I show up at like, depending on what the product is. So when Prismatic SPCs dropped, I rolled my ass out of bed at 5 a.m. I was like 8th in line. Yeah, I got up at 5 a.m. and I was 8th in line. behind a group of scalpers. But they were fine, other than like bringing their entire generational family to try to buy as many boxes as possible. But I got really lucky. So my Costco actually opened like 2 hours early, and so that was like at 6 o'clock he came out, and I actually thought he was gonna be like, we didn't get any, all of you go away. But what he said was, we got some, I want to ensure people aren't looping, so I'm opening now, and I will be standing on the exit door until we're out of them, and if you try to loop, I will ban your Costco membership. So people were like super pissed that they opened 2 hours early, but they also had product in the city the longest. Like, they had product till like 9 a.m. for that set. So kudos to that guy. So I got mine too, and then it actually allowed me, I went to a different Costco and got 2 more for my friend Krista, shout out Krista, who was just unable to go that morning. So that worked out really well. If you can have friends to like help you like that, because like, for example, like I was able to get the Costco SPCs for her, and then I was late joining the Chaos Rising Pokemon Center queue. Now, she didn't want the Pokemon Center ETBs for Chaos Rising, and she got in line before me, and so she was like, okay, well, if you can't get any, you can just buy mine or like one. And so like, if you have like a friend that also collects, like, work together and help each other out, because you're not always both going to be able to get everything. So Krista got her 2 SPCs. I did end up getting I ended up, like, that drop happened for so long that I did end up getting 2 Chaos Rising ETBs, so she's keeping her ETBs, but like, it's just a good way to just like work together. Again, it shouldn't be this hard, and she's not, okay, I should like also say, like, my friend Krista isn't even in this city. So like, she's actually in Saskatchewan, which is 1 province over, and we like coordinate on drop days. And actually, here's a fun fact: if you are in Saskatoon, I don't know, like, if it's just because it's so tiny, but there's like barely lineups there compared to Calgary. So like, Krista will go max like an hour before, like the big drops like Costco and stuff she has missed out on. Like, the day that the SPCs dropped, her Costco dropped them as well, and when she got there, they were gone. So I was like, oh no, I got you some, like, don't even worry about it. And she was like, oh shit, okay, sweet. But like, on drop days, like, I remember, I think it was like Ascended Heroes, she was like 4th in line, and she got there like 15 minutes before London Drugs opened. So like, if you're in Saskatoon, like, start going to drop days, because you're gonna get shit. So I lean on her a little bit, like, if there's stuff that I can't get, I'm like, hey, could you like watch for X if you don't want it? Or like, she'll head to like a different store to see if she can get me something. The only thing that sucks about that is I have to pay PST because she's in Saskatchewan. So I try to get what I can for her so that she doesn't have to pay PST. But it's pretty helpful when that's the case. And at the time, they only had like a 1 household car, so she couldn't just like drop everything to like go like I can. Like, I'm a YouTuber, I have no kids, and I love Pokemon, and I'm chronically online. Oh shit, my coffee spilled. And I'm chronically online because I'm a YouTuber. So I just like know things. Okay, so that brings me to, how do you know when stuff's dropping? Because I just thought that this was like a thing. I got coffee like all over me. I just thought this was like a thing that people would know. But somebody this morning was like, asked me on our local Calgary group, they were like, how do you even know when stuff's gonna launch? The answer is Pokemon tells you. Like, I get that sounds like super weird because they don't have to advertise to like sell out of stuff, but like, Pokemon does like huge press releases, huge announcements for new sets. So we know May 22nd is Chaos Rising. They also announced that the Zygarde EX box is coming out May 22nd. I do a Pokemon news. I was gonna do it bi-weekly, but it turns out there's a lot of Pokemon news. So I have another one this week where I will go over products and what's coming out. So last week I did like the whole lineup up till the first week of July. This week I only did what's coming out in May. So I think how I'm gonna do it is like the first Pokemon news segment I do in a month, I'll include like all the products we know coming out up to whenever that is, which currently is through the Darkrai set, plus we know that the new celebration set is dropping September 16th. So I'll do it that way to kind of like not be like too repetitive, but it turns out people just don't know this stuff. Pokemon.com, you can go to their website. What's it called? If you search like Pokemon news updates and then go to like whatever the Google link is for like that official thing, there's like a section in there called news. You can go to that and they'll have like all their new announcements, new boxes that they're like announcing and coming out. So like that's where they announce the Moonlight tins that are coming out June 5th. They also have like at the beginning of the month, they'll do like a every product coming out this month news article. On that site, you can also go to the press release section, which as a YouTuber, I spend a lot of time in for now because of my Pokemon news segment. So like that's how you find out when the drops are. What else do I do? Oh, okay, so like on drop day. So for me, I get up pretty early, but I usually like to make what I can for content out of drop day stuff too. So like, and it's fun because there aren't like there are definitely like scalpers and stuff in the line, but like I haven't personally had any problems with them. Like, yeah, they line up pretty early, but they like stick to the limits. They get their 2 products. Like I even saw when Ascended Heroes dropped, there was a bunch of confusion at our Superstore about like what the limits were. We all know because we had been buying from Superstore, so we know it's two items per SKU, but the staff were like confused. It's new for them. They were like, you get 2 items total. And so like at first one of the girls sold like 2 items per SKU to this guy, and he was like self-checking out, and then the manager was like, no, it's only 2 items, and he just like pretty much without argument like gave back products and took like 2 ETBs or something. They've since rectified that, and they're like, oh yeah, it's 2 per SKU. And it was funny, I actually went back that morning because I had to go pick up my friend Josh, who had like slept in and like missed our initial meet time, and I was like, okay, I'll come get you, and then I'll take you like back to Superstore. So I brought him back, and I was just standing there because I had already gotten my 2 items, and the lady was like, oh, you were here this morning. We were actually mistaken. It is 2 per SKU, so if you wanted to get like the other SKUs that you didn't get, like we're okay with that. Which was like crazy that she remembered me, but I mean, I did have like, I was a grown adult in like a Mimikyu hoodie. So I think I got like a box of, I can't remember. I didn't get like every product, but I think I got like, I might have grabbed like, I might have grabbed an extra ETB. I can't remember, but I did grab like something else. But just like, these people are new, be nice to them. So yes, I go to Superstore. Superstore started carrying Pokemon. Not a lot of people know this. I don't like to gatekeep. I also don't really want to tell everyone because right now the lines aren't long, but it's getting known, right? So like I usually show up at like 6 a.m. on a drop day for Pokemon at Superstore. They open at 7. I'm usually first in line. They allow 2 per SKU, so I go in, I buy what I want. Right now I'm currently, tip number 2, I'm currently saving all of my PC points for the Celebrations drop because you can exchange PC points for Pokemon cards. I got 2 poster collection boxes using my PC. points. So like that's a good way to use your PC points. I know that you can also use it to like pay off your credit card, like put back on your credit card. You can also use it for groceries. So like obviously do what's best for your household. But like I use it for Pokemon, and I'm currently saving them all for celebrations. So I start at Superstore. I arrive at like 6 in the morning. I do my content. I don't know if I want to put this out there because there is this scalper that like leaves ghost chairs everywhere. Not like in my initial drop area, but like later. And because I'm out so early and I'm usually first in line, I usually like see his like ghost chairs, and then I like fold them up and hide them in the area because it really annoys me. So that's like the most drama I've ever had with like a scalper, is that he just goes and puts all of these like ghost chairs at all these places. So if you're that scalper and I'm hiding your ghost chairs, sorry, but stop being a douche. And he'll leave them at like EB Games and London Drugs and the Superstore, and what else is in that area that I like? It's not my like normal area. Anyway, it was funny because I went in not that long ago actually to an EB Games to see if they had Pokemon, which they didn't. But the guy like immediately started laughing at me, and I was like, what's so funny? And he was like, we were watching you hide a ghost chair on our cameras the last drop. And I was like, oh yeah, that guy annoys me. But in any case, I started the Superstore. I go there, I get there at 6 a.m. I get like a couple of products, whatever. Then I go across the street to London Drugs. I get in that line, and I'm usually like pretty close to the front. They don't get a lot of stock though. So you do have to be like pretty quick in line at a London Drugs to get stuff. Mine usually hands out like post-it notes with like stickies. So that's all fine. And then I get product there. Sometimes I'll walk across and I'll get in line at EB Games and I'll get product. And this sounds like a lot of products, but I'm getting to like what I do with it. When I get it. I don't always go to EB Games because they allow like crazy limits, and I just like, I hate waiting in line there. It's annoying. After that, I usually go to my favorite card shop, which is Eastridge. I don't bother getting in line at Eastridge. There's always a line, but the thing with Eastridge is, unless you want like every single product, so like if you collect like the art cards and stuff from like tins, it's worth it to get in line because they like sell out really quickly. Everywhere sells out of this the tins pretty quickly because there's not that many of them, but I don't care about tins. If they're there, I'll pick up a couple. Again, I'll get to what I do with them after, because I'm not just like hoarding all this product, guys, before you come at me in the comments. So yeah, so then I get to Eastridge and I get like whatever I want from there, and then I go home. Well, sometimes I stop at Walmart to see if there's anything, but there never is. I might make a couple more stops at like some superstores or whatever. Then I get home and I check my messages, because there's a lot of people I know that like can't go out because of work or whatever. So like I have a lot of friends that will like randomly text me and they'll be like, hey, if you get an extra ETB today, like let me know. I'll pick one up from you. I'll check my girls group, because they'll be talking about like if there's somebody in there that just like got really unlucky and couldn't get anything, or people that are like working or have like, there's one girl in our group, she's like a total sweetheart, but she has a baby, and so she can't always just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go get in line at 6 o'clock in the morning with my like 6-month-old baby. So I just take what I want, what I'm gonna open for the channel. I have a couple ETBs that are just like sealed in my closet. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but then I just put it up and I'm like, hey, like this is what I have extra, let me know what you want. I've sold to people at like just regular, like what my costs were in that group, and then they like come and pick it up for me. Although I don't recommend letting people come to your house unless you know them. I only let people that like I know and have known for a while come to my house, or that have like really reputable vouching. But even then, with all the robberies and stuff, I don't don't let that happen. This girls group, like, I know those, so I don't mind when they like come to my house, but like generally don't do that. Meet somewhere in public. Or I'll like, I've got a friend, he's a shop owner, and for a while he didn't really have distro, but like his shop's open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So when Ascended Heroes dropped, he was like, I just want like one ETB. If you can like get me just like one ETB, I'll give you like cash for it. And so like I ended up, Eastridge was like the last place I went to, and I was like, yeah, I'll take an ETB for my friend. And so like then I like went and I dropped it off to him, and he paid me my cost on it, which was like great. He got some like cool hits out of that box too. I think he had a lot of fun opening it. So like that's what I do for me. That's kind of how I get my product, and generally speaking, by like also just like helping a lot of people too along the way and not being a douchebag. Karma comes back around, right? Like there have been times when I've been really sick. So when Perfect Order dropped, for example, I was really sick and I didn't go out on drop day. Luckily it is a set that nobody cares about. So at the time I didn't really like, I knew that it was like not a hot set, but we didn't know what was gonna happen, right? With like scalpers and stuff like that. And all I really wanted from Perfect Order was the stupid Snorlax coin that comes in the 1-pack blisters, the checklings. And so I had like everybody basically knew that I wanted these coins for painting. And I was like really sad because I was like, oh my god, like I'm not gonna be able to find these checkling blisters. I can't go out. Anyway, by the end of the day, there was like 5 different friends of mine that had like been out looking for Perfect Order and had picked up checkling blisters for me. So now I have 5 Snorlax coins. One of them is on my desk, and the other 4 I'm going to be painting on stream. So like, get friends, make friends, be a nice human being. If you can, help people out, and like you'll find yourself in like a group where you're able to sometimes get cards. There are sets right now that like good effing luck, like Ascended Heroes, as an example. Darkrai, it looks like it's gonna be, oh my god, this video is so long, I'm sorry guys. Darkrai is looking like it's gonna be a smaller set. So it's hard to say, right? Like people don't like smaller sets, and I do have a video coming out on that. I'm just still collecting footage at card shows, so I have one more card show that I want to go to where I'll be talking to collectors and asking them to explain to me like why they do or don't like small sets. But for the most part, like people don't like small sets. Okay, that's not even actually accurate. A lot of people claim not to like small sets. They see a lot of the same cards like over and over. They generally just have like one chase card. So I don't expect the Darkrai set to be like super popular, but it's also Darkrai, and there are a lot of sick cards in that set. It's a dark set. It could go either way, but it's still like one of the smallest sets ever. It's like 120 cards. It'll pretty much be a 1-to-1 on the Japanese Abyss Eye set. Yeah, so that's coming out July 17th. Watch for it. Pre-releases will be starting July 4th. Oh yeah, that's another way to get like super cheap packs. Go to your local league pre-releases. They are amazing, and they're a really fun way to learn the Pokémon TCG. So what happens at a pre-release? Okay, you get a pre-release kit, which comes with a 40 card deck and a promo card. So 40 cards total. One of those is the promo card. And you can use that deck to play in the pre-release tournament. It's really laid back because nobody's played with these cards before. Everybody has to use that 40 card deck. You can upgrade the deck by ripping the 4 packs that come in your pre-release kit and using any of the cards from there to upgrade your deck. And then at the end of the event, you get 3 more packs. Sometimes card shops will throw in prize packs. Sometimes they'll have like extra packs for like the top 5 people in the tournament. Sometimes they'll have like different prizes like a playmat or whatever, but like everybody gets 7 packs of the new set. In Calgary, prices are either $35 or $40. It depends on the card shops. I'm pretty sure like the max amount they're allowed to charge is $40 because I've never seen it higher than that, so it's $42 after taxes. Approximately half of my shops charge $35 though, and so like you can't beat that. It's really fun. They split you up by age, and you just like play Pokemon for a few hours, rip some packs at like normal prices. So that's starting July 4th. Now, how do you find out about pre-releases? Okay, so the thing about pre-releases is, and as they should, guys, like I'm always seeing people complaining about how like card shops do their pre-releases. They release to us first because, and like I'm sorry I'm sounding like really cranky about this, but I'm tired of seeing posts about like how it's unfair. It's not unfair. We go to League like every single week and support these card shops every single week by attending their leagues. So yes, when pre-release schedules come up, they tell us first and they prioritize their league players, especially in this like crazy time for Pokemon. Phantasmal Flames, like I definitely wouldn't have gotten into a pre-release if that hadn't happened because it was a really popular set. But now, outside of that, especially with the not popular sets, like you could get into a Perfect Order pre-release like the morning of, and I know you can still get into Chaos Rising pre-releases now, even though they've been up for, some of them have been up for like 2 weeks, some of them have been up a few days, but you can access them. But how to find out about them? Okay, so either start going to leagues and learning the game. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. It's not for everyone. You can download the Play Pokemon app on your phone and search your area and star the card shops that come up. They will post their league events once they're open to the public on the Play Pokemon. All the information there will tell you how to register. So it'll either say like, here's our website, go register, or it'll say like, email this address. Sometimes, like I know one of the card shops I go to, they release at the same time, so they'll like release it to the public and to us players like at the same time, but they prioritize us, so they'll go through all of their emails, pull out those people that are there all the time, sign them up, and then go back through for new people. But like you can get into pre-releases this way. It's a lot of fun if you can get in. I highly recommend it. You can start checking your locals for Chaos Rising right now to get packs. A lot of them still have, if you're in Calgary, I know as of yesterday, Overtime Cards still had spots at both of their events, and I think Bento Gaming did too. I haven't checked today, so by the time this video goes up, that could be different. But if you did miss out, like, check Overtime Cards in Calgary and Bento Gaming. Maybe you can get in. Also, for Chaos Rising, if you're not doing Mother's Day stuff, or if your mom likes Pokemon, one of the Chaos Rising starts this weekend, which is Mother's Day weekend. So a lot of the Sunday ones aren't filling up because people have like Mother's Day plans and family stuff. So if your mom is like, oh my God, I'm so plugged up, I'm sorry. I just feel like I've been perpetually sick now since September. If your mom is a Pokemon player, take her to the pre-release event. If you're like a Pokemon family, those are going on. If you are like me and you don't speak to your mom, and so therefore Mother's Day doesn't matter, you can go. So like there are a lot lot of options out there. I think that's it. That's kind of like how I get Pokemon. This video, oh my god, it's 35 minutes long, so I'm really sorry. Much longer than I thought it was gonna be. Way too complicated to get Pokemon, guys. If you have any like questions, leave them below, especially if you're in like Alberta, because like most of my knowledge is like Calgary based on how I get it. I don't know, like Toronto's probably crazier. You probably have to show up earlier. I know BC is insane. I wouldn't even be going to a store in the US because I don't want to get scabbed. But I don't have that problem in Calgary. Like I've brought my Steam Deck to Costco's before to like just keep like doing something to like stay awake or just to not be bored in line. And I've like had extra controllers where like we've just like leaned my Steam Deck on like the little chairs or whatever and like played Halo. So I don't have these bad experiences. My experiences are just like my locations, and I always go to like the same 2 Costco's. So I haven't even been to like every Costco in my city. But that's what I do. Good luck. Check your London Drugs, Superstores, and Walmarts when you can. Like if you happen to be in the area, stop in. They do get weekly drops. London Drugs gets periodical restocks. A while back I got Prismatic Evolutions booster bundles for $49 from them. Oh, and last tip, watch Chapters. People are figuring out Chapters as well, but they sell at MSRP and they do get drops. They are like advertising them on Facebook for some reason, because they like crowds, I guess. So you have to get there really early. They hand out tickets for the most part, and like this last drop, when they dropped First Partner and Poster Collections, all those tickets were handed out by like 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so those are my tips, guys. Leave any questions below. I'll like try to answer them. As always, like please like and subscribe. It really helps push my small channel. Yeah, and I will catch you in the next one, I guess. Bye, guys.